Richard Boom here. I'm not part of this madness.
Must have been to a higher ground, lifted up to a bed.
Hello guys and welcome back to I'm Not Part of This Madness. And today we are going to talk about that very prickly, very cactus-like topic called gender. And this is a topic that I am quite familiar with since my little sister is a lesbian and my adopted cousin is gay. Also, the brother of my mother, so my uncle, is also gay. So growing up, I am surrounded by, well, the third sex, or at least this is how we call it when I was a boy. But now I don't even know what they call these genders. When I was young, gender is something that everybody gets. It's just those things that you never really think about because it's clear and it's very defined. And also, I must mention here that I am not from the West. I came from the Eastern Bloc. So the role of men and women in society are pretty much clear to everybody. But lo and behold, when I came to the West, when I immigrated in the West, yes, I am an immigrant, I was shocked to see how gender is needlessly complicated, especially by experts. And can you believe that WHO, World Health Organization, defines gender as gender refers to the socially constructed characteristics of women and men, such as norms, roles, and relationships of and between groups of women and men. It varies from society to society and can be changed. Did you notice, just by the by, did you notice that they put women and men instead of the traditional men and women? I smell politics stinking to high heavens, my friend. And can you imagine that according to this definition, gender is socially constructed characteristics of men and women? Are you fucking kidding me? This is WHO. They are supposed to be experts. Oh, what do you know? You never studied gender. You need to go through school and study gender studies and relationships and blah 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 and yada yada. No thanks. I don't want propaganda in my head and I don't want to be in prison for 8 hours a day sitting in a boring lecture about gender. I will give you a more, I should say, sane definition of gender. Gender, are you ready for this? This is the same definition now. Gender is the state of being male or female. This distinction is based on biology. It's simple. If you are a man, you are a man. And if you are a woman, you are a woman, regardless of how you want to present yourself in society. Oh, but no, Canada just passed a bill called Bill C-16 that criminalizes the non-acceptance of this screwed up gender theory. That is the start of fascism, I'm telling you. You heard it here first. This is the start of fascism and thought control. More power to the new Inquisition, the thought police. Why I say that is because you are forced to accept the gender theory. And if you say anything that contradicts that narrative, that could easily be considered a hate crime. What if in your religion there's only two genders and your religion forbids you to participate in this 52 different gender and this gay lesbian idea or ideology or whatever you want to call it? The question is, which will take precedence? Your right to practice your religious beliefs or this screwed up gender theory? We already know the answer to that, my friends. Because in 2013, a gay couple sued Masterpiece Cake Shop owner, a Christian man, Jack Phillips, for refusing to bake a cake for the gay couple. Court rules that Jack Phillips illegally discriminated against the gay couple. I bet you if he was a Muslim, he won't get sued and he will not lose the case. I bet you. This happened in the US, and the US do not have that Bill C-16 that Canada just passed. Can you imagine how much more if the US suddenly comes up with their version of Canadian Bill C-16? How will the medical records be in this environment of the gender theory and this 52 to I don't even know how many genders there is? Can you imagine a guy going to the doctors and saying, I want to bear children. I want to have, oh, sorry. Doctor, I want to have children. I want to bear children. I want to have uterus, fallopian tubes, and eggs. I want my own baby. What if the doctor says, that is impossible because you are a man? Oh, doctor, I am going to sue your ass. You don't accept my gender? You're telling me I'm a man? You know, I'm one of these trans people. I'm going to fucking sue your ass. That's how it's going to fucking be? Can you imagine? I don't know. Because it seems to me that I am the only one who thinks about this. And it's... this slow descent to madness is something that I just couldn't stomach. Okay, if you are a lesbian, you are gay, or whatever gender you want to be, you are entitled to that. But do not impose that belief on me. Because my belief of gender is based on biology. If you want to believe what you want to believe that. But don't come up with legislations that forces me to cater to your belief. That is real fascism. That is thought police. That is like the Inquisition. You know, it's like this Inquisition reinvented, now part of the state. At the time of this recording, there are 51 different gender options identified by Facebook. When I was a kid, I sound so old, but when I was a young boy, there are only two genders, a man and a woman. And surely gender is not optional. It is based whether you have a cock or you have a pussy, whether you can bear children or not. If you are gay, you're gay, but you're still classified as a man because of your biology. This gender identity is mutilation of reality, and oh my god, I think this is society's slow descent to madness, or worse, extinction. Gender, as I have repeatedly said, and I need to repeat this, gender is based on reality. Gender is based on biology. Gender has something to do with our reproductive capabilities as animals. Males have XY chromosomes and females have XX chromosomes. No amount of surgery could change that, at least for the time being. And no amount of politics, no amount of legislation, no matter how you want to believe it to be, nothing will change that biological reality. As I've said, and I will repeat it again to the point of being annoying, gender is based on the function of our biology. Men have sperms, just in case it's not obvious to you. Women have eggs and organs to bear children. Men have more testosterone, more muscle mass, more physical strength, more aggressive, usually larger and more muscular than females. That is fact. And you could verify that. Women can bear children. Women can produce milk through their tits. Naturally, women store more fats. That is fact. Women produce estrogen. that is fact. These differences between our role and identity in the society is based on that quintessential difference between the genders. This is why men have certain roles and women have certain roles in a society. Since men are usually larger and more aggressive and have more physical strength than women, then it makes sense that men fall in a certain role in society as defenders and as people that go out and hunt food because they have the biology for that. And to say that somehow these are just artificial social constructions is just insane. Really, I don't know how many times I've already said insane, but oh my god, I'm not part of this madness. Really, it gives me headaches just to talk about this because I couldn't fathom how people could believe this and how people could turn it into an issue. I accepted my little sister without any of these complications. And she is pretty happy the way she is. And I do believe that she accepts my logic. I don't know where we get off making legislations that forces people to believe in something this crazy. Your gender experience might be subjective, but that doesn't mean that it takes precedence over biological realities. No matter what you do, you will be a man and you will be a woman. If you are gay and you suddenly rape a woman or you have sex with a woman, you can still make that woman pregnant, regardless of that woman identifying as a lesbian or not, because the reality does not change. Your function in society as a man or a woman is based on those unique characteristics of your gender. I mean, doctors do not base their diagnosis based on the 71 different genders or based on your gender identity that you prefer to identify to or attach to yourself. Biology does not give a damn about what gender you want to identify to or you want to attach on your freaking forehead. No matter how you want to identify as a woman, biologically, if you are a man, you can have testicular cancer because testicular cancer and cancer cells don't care if you are a transgender or whatever you chose in that rainbow of spectrum of different genders. Everything is just so based on this toxic goo of this touchy, gooey, subjective feelings, gynocentric mentality of fake leftist feminism, fake liberal propaganda, my reality, my truth, my feelings, me, look at me and my gender, hoo. And everybody is eating this crap. Speaking against it is now officially a crime in Canada. Or you can be persecuted for speaking against the genders. Hell, what I'm talking about right now can be considered a hate crime in Canada because I don't accept this insane gender ideology. I still can't imagine how people could codify this. Can you imagine how this law could be weaponized against those who question the narrative or weaponized for political gains? These people who screams fascist to just about everyone who doesn't agree with them has now themselves become fascist. And I'm a bit pessimistic of my view of humanity. I can see, I hope, I wish, I pray, I don't pray, but just the sentiment of the word. I can see this and I really hope I'm wrong. I can see in my mind's eye how bills like this would play out in an insane, touchy-feely society. Let me ask you, are you comfortable with your 10-year-old daughter going in the same toilet as a man dressed in a woman's clothes? If I was a voyeur, a rapist, or a pedophile, or a sex offender, bills like Bill C-16 just made my job easier. I would just dress up as a trans or as a woman, whatever you want to call it. My God, I don't even know what to call these things anymore. Back to the subject. So if I was a voyeur, a rapist, or a pedophile, or a sex offender, this bill or bills like it just made my job easier. I would just dress up as a woman and I would commit my favorite crimes against, well, women. And if anyone reprimands or criticizes my action, I would try to wave in their head the Bill C-16, and I was like, hey, you know what? Bill C-16, I will sue you because you don't believe and respect my gender. This is a hate crime. If I'm into this crap, I would completely weaponize this law. I could imagine the many ways I could use this against my enemies or against those who go against me. If I was in politics, man, this would be very useful. It's bad enough that men and women have a hard time defining their gender roles in society, at least in the West. And trying to figure out dating with two genders is hard enough for a vast majority of people. How much more if you add 51 different genders into the mix and make gender optional based on subjective feelings? Are you trying to make us all extinct? Are you trying to make Homo sapiens follow the path of the dinosaurs? This is madness. And I don't want to be part of it. I think I'd rather be called a bigot, a racist, a sexist, a xenophobe, a homophobe, whatever you want to call me, if it means that I don't participate in this slow mutilation of reality and in this slow descent towards madness. Put me in the basket of deplorables. I think I would gladly prefer that than be in this insanity. Let it be known that me and you, we're not part of this madness. We're not part of this insanity. And you do that by liking, upvoting, sharing, subscribing. Also, find me in iTunes. I'm not part of this madness. I also need yes, this is the part of the podcast where I call for your support. Show that you are not part of this insanity. I need more subscribers in vid.me and gab.ai. Richard Boom. You can find me there. Your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscriptions really motivate me to keep on doing this. So please indulge me and indulge yourself in commenting, liking, or whatever. Thank you. See you soon. Boom.
You should know a thing about me.